Testing 1, 2, 3. Alright, it's recording right now. I'm gonna also record. I don't know if you can record from the transmitter as well. But I'm going to see how this works. I'm gonna walk down here. Alright. Made it. So I don't know if you guys know by now some of the specs of the DJI Mic 2, but it has 32-bit float recording. You can connect, if you have the receiver, to many devices, even your regular phones, cameras, other units can just stay as a standalone recording device too. But if you go in the ecosystem of the DJI, they connect wirelessly, so you don't have to use wires. With all those mentioned just now, cameras and phones and whatever, usually have to have a connection. Actually, I think with iPhones, you can connect to the Black Camera app to record using these without any wires, and that's kind of convenient. But yeah, the touchscreen is a lot nicer. Ability to connect, it's pretty quick. They just had an update recently that made the sound quality even better. So I don't know if you're gonna catch on. You can compare maybe the original to this. If you do get this, you gotta make sure that you update it to get the best sound quality. And then for the Osmo Action 4, there's a lot of reviews of this compared to the Insta Ace 360 Pro and the GoPro Hero 12. And just from what I heard, because I had the GoPro 7 and then I jumped to this one, so I don't know how well they were, but from the reviews, it sounded like the GoPro, just their touch system wasn't as good. Connection to audio, doing like talking head vlogs like this, you have to buy, you know, a mod, and you have to buy additional modifications to make it like a vlogging camera. I did try to connect this to one of my services on Sabbath to use this as a webcam, and this worked pretty good, the DJI Osmo Action 4. Trying to think of, the Rocksteady is pretty amazing on this, actually. Keeps things, you know, not jittery and all chaotic in the video, so you can see how steady it was just walking up and down the hill. What other things? I guess the photos, I think it's 10 megapixels, which isn't the highest quality on the DJI Osmo, but it takes really good pictures if you're not pixel peeping and you don't really try to zoom in too much. I think it's plenty enough. You can always use your phone because your phones probably have some higher megapixels, but for camera is actually pretty good. You have different options from 2.7K for video to 4K to 1080. For the 1080, it goes all the way to I think 120, and then the 4K goes to 120 as well. So no, I think the 1080 must go to 240 then. It has good slow-mo. It's just smaller, more compact, although when you do put the cage on, it may look a little bit bigger. The mounting is a lot easier now. You have these magnetic mounts, they call it. Let me see if I can pull this off to show you. Yeah, the magnetic mounts is pretty nice. So you have this magnetic mount here, and it's not held in by magnets. It actually is mounted on. And it has like these little hoists that hoist into these levers that hoist into the camera, so that locks in. So it's not magnets, but it's an actual locking mechanism, and the magnet kind of just steers it on the right way. Yeah, there's a lot. The battery life is better. The low lighting situations, like when it's getting darker, it's better on this camera. The sensor is bigger than the Action 4, from what I heard. And there's a lot. So these two things, these two units alone can help stir a lot of content creation. And I'm hoping that this is going to be the start of just using these two things to help this journey on sharing my thoughts, sharing tech information, and just conversing with people. Yeah, just like I said, just a regular guy, Garden City, Michigan, which is just one of the suburbs of Detroit. Born in Loma Linda, California, but raised in Michigan since I was 3. And been to other places in the world too. But yeah, more of a Midwest type of guy. So yeah, if you have any comments, or if you guys have any questions on these two pieces of tech specifically, or even my iPhone 13 Pro Max. I have a 15 Pro as my secondary too. So if you have any questions on those kinds of things, and then let me drop it below. Oh, I guess my fourth position, which is just kind of a hobby though. I'm starting off like a photography type of business, doing like backdrop photography, portrait shots at like weddings or birthday parties and graduations. I've been doing that for the last 2 or 3 years with the school, so I kind of transitioned to that. Also, podcast equipment. I started getting into like podcast equipment, but I haven't really started my podcast just yet. But I did get some podcast equipment and mics, so testing those kinds of things. So I have just small general pieces of knowledge about those kinds of things too. And yeah, would love to share that with you guys. Talk to you soon. Subscribe, like. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.